So I don't know about you, Dr. Liz, but over the years, I've heard some pretty funny, ridiculous myths surrounding pregnancy, and I'm sure you've heard hundreds. So I thought today we could, myth bust some of the common ones around pregnancy. So is it true that pregnant women can't dye their hair?
No, that's okay. You might want to lay off some of the peroxide in early pregnancy, but it should be right.
You can dye your hair. There you go. You can dye your hair.
Just double check what you're dyeing your hair with though, and just bring it along to your doctor.
Just a triple check.
Yeah, because there are variances in ingredients.
So there we go. What about exercise? You shouldn't exercise.
No, you're okay to exercise. It does depend on the exercise though. So, for example, you don't want to do hot yoga when you're pregnant. You don't want to scuba dive when you're pregnant. But walking is fine. It depends.
Swimming is fine.
Swimming's okay, but there's a couple of things you don't want to swim if you're late pregnancy and your waters have gone. Also, if you have some pregnancy conditions, you should avoid really strenuous activity. So if you have preeclampsia, for example, don't do strenuous activity. You shouldn't exercise to be really, really hot, and avoid exercising in really hot temperatures, which we need to be mindful of in North Queensland. Also, you want to avoid becoming really dehydrated when you're pregnant. If your exercise, say for example, is a contact sport, which may include boxing, AFL. So contact sports should be avoided after the first trimester of pregnancy. Some sports you're more likely to fall over with. So if they're, just trying to think of some off the top of my head, but
ice skating.
Yeah, those kind of things. You may be more prone to falls. Also, when you're pregnant, you're more prone to soft tissue injuries to your joints. So you want to avoid over strenuous.
And you get a bit more flexible too when you're pregnant.
Yeah, that's right. And so it depends a little bit on what your sport is. But if you prior to pregnancy, for example, if you did a bit of jogging, that should be okay. But it depends how hard you go with that, and it depends what your pre-pregnancy fitness was, the condition of your placenta, do you have any medical conditions? So you talk to your pregnancy care provider. These are the activities that I do. Are they okay to continue? Some might require a bit of modification, so that would include maybe Pilates and yoga, but just check for every pregnancy. It's just, we are all unique.
Yes.
So we just need to check.
That we are.
Yep.
So what about seafood? Can you eat seafood?
Yep, it depends though on the seafood. So an example would be raw seafood is a no-no. Okay seafood is something like a cooked piece of fish, but you can go, there's a really great website for foods to eat in pregnancy or not to eat. It's the New South Wales Food in Pregnancy Guide, and there's 4 sections. They're really easy to read because they're all colour-coded like a traffic light system. So red, don't eat it. Green, it's okay. Orange, it depends what you do with the food. And so you'll find a lot of the information regarding seafood on that website. And I refer everyone to it. It's a great resource for pregnant women, what to eat, what not to eat. And it's really reliable.
Sounds great. So what about pregnant women really eating for 2? Can we have 2 sundaes, 2 pizzas, 2 of everything?
Yeah, no, we say no. So really in pregnancy, you shouldn't, until you are definitely beyond the first half of your pregnancy, you really don't change your diet, your calorie intake and things like that too much. If you were dieting pre-pregnancy though, that would be not quite accurate. Yeah. So you just eat for 1, and then towards the end of the pregnancy you tend to have a bit more increase in your requirements. You want to target the weight gain of pregnancy that's appropriate for your weight starting with. Yeah. So if you are a normal BMI, so a BMI between 20 to 25, you might only target between 9 and about 15 kilograms weight gain of pregnancy. If you're overweight or obese, your weight gain of pregnancy should be limited to 5 to 9 kilograms. It depends on each woman, what will be advised by their health practitioner. If you had a low BMI, we do try and nudge you along a little bit further. So a lot of it comes down to what were you before, what are you doing now, what's your exercise, what's a few different things going on. But yeah, don't eat for 2 though.
Don't eat for 2.
Yeah.
Put down the 2 sundaes, all right? Just one hand eating. So is it really possible to avoid stretch marks? There's another myth.
Look, you can try, but
Yeah.
you may not be successful. It's, you know, these bellies are getting a bit of a workout there. You know, people try moisturisers, and there's nothing bio oils, and there's no real magic potion. People sell a lot of stuff that's really expensive, which doesn't have a lot of good evidence behind it. So if you are thinking that you're going to, you know, rub a dub up, and you might just want to just check with your doctor.
First pregnancy and the second pregnancy, like,
Yeah, and you know, the same woman in one pregnancy, she might be fine, and another one maybe not.
She's
so
not.
You know, it's very variable. You can try, but it's okay to have your racing stripes having had a baby.
Yes, I love it. That's a great way to look at it. So what about eating a lot of hot curry brings on labour?
No, not really. Maybe if it gave you diarrhea, but no. Look, there's a lot of myths.
You know, that's really awesome during labour, like ring sting.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of myths about things to bring on your labour. If they worked, we'd be doing it. But you know, raspberry leaf tea, these kind of things.
Sex during not during labour, but to bring on labour.
There's a little bit of stuff around that. You know, you just look.
So are there any other common pregnancy myths out there?
Well, there's things like determining baby's gender with the ring, which way the ring spins on your belly.
Yes, up and down means boy, I think, and round means girl. I don't know. We should do that later.
There's some funny ones around falling pregnant, you know, doing handstands after you.
Oh, look, I always
sweet
do a
love,
handstand.
And to help fall pregnant. There's
what
so
about
many.
if your baby has the hiccups in your tummy, then it's going to be like have lots of hair.
Yeah, no, these things aren't true. So if it sounds like
Polywaffle, it is.
Polywaffle, it probably is. Yeah, and so you approach some of these myths with a degree of skepticism, perhaps.
Or ask an amazing doctor like Dr. Liz. Because as soon as people know you're pregnant, you're going to hear all sorts of wives' tales and funny myths. So if you have any questions at all, as I said, consult this one. She knows everything. Dr. Liz and the team. Give them a call.